At this point, it is starting to feel like we are just going in circles.
First, they told us Tinubu's removal was guaranteed. If Peter Obi joined the Labour Party, he joined, and we all saw how that turned out. Then the story changed again that if Obi joins another coalition, especially the new ADC Alliance, APC's days are numbered. Now suddenly, some people are saying Obi has lost his edge, that Atiku is just using him, and he doesn't even know what he wants anymore. To make things even more confusing, there is talk that PDP wants him back. They are saying he now has what it takes to defeat APC, something they are calling a super advantage, or whatever that means. Honestly, I know you've probably got one or two things running through your mind, but before you drop your opinion in the comments, I want you to watch this first clip from Deji Adeyanju.
Sincerely, I see President Tinubu winning the next election. Many people may not want to agree with me, but I think the president is going to win. And the reason why I'm saying the president is going to win is that just look at how they intend to form the coalition. They intend to form the coalition by insisting that it will be or nothing, Atiku or nothing, Rotimi Amechi or nothing. Add your own candidate to it. And this will lead to a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presidency. It's almost so sure that that's the inevitable outcome. The irreducible minimum in a coalition, like we have seen how formidable the APC was in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, okay.
You know, when you saw how formidable what we currently have in Nigeria is we don't have an opposition. We know what an opposition looks like because we've seen one in 2013, 2014, when the APC held sway as an opposition political party in the country. And when you talk about a coalition, basically what you are saying is that all pride must be on the table, must be put on the table. All ambitions must be put on the table. All egos of the political interest must be put on the table. And you now agree by a consensus addendum that, oh, we have put aside our differences. Whatever the outcome, we are willing to abide. We saw this happen in APC. Late President Muhammadu Buhari ran under the APC then. Kwankwaso ran. I think Kwankwaso came second. Atiku ran. Atiku came third.
Yeah.
Rochas Okorochas. Many of them ran in that election. But at the end of the day, there was a consensus addendum that whoever emerges will support the candidate. And so that is what a coalition looks like. Then once you begin to threaten people in a coalition, and you are calling it a coalition, you begin to threaten people and you begin to say, oh, is it that it is this person or it's not this person, then the president has won. And that's why many of us believe that many of these people, maybe they've struck an alliance with the ruling party, and you know, they already, by their conduct, because these things can be inferred politically. Even during the last election, there were some candidates that it was obvious that if you ran for this election, you are going to enable the APC to get in power. And we predicted it, and they still went ahead.
Especially like Kwankwaso.
Yes, it's looking more like, it's looking more or less like this is a business. And you see, because many of these people, after election, they go to abroad, they buy new houses for their wives, some buy houses for their girlfriends, some expand their businesses. Politics is looking more or less like a lucrative business.
All right, but I don't think you've been listening to Rotimi Amechi of recent, because he's been preaching to Nigerians that there's hunger in the land. He himself is hungry.
He's not
and
hungry.
That if Nigerians are hungry enough the way he thinks things are, there's no how they are going to vote the APC in 2027.
Even me, I cannot claim that I'm hungry. Talk more of Rotimi Amechi. He's not hungry.
Oh, well, it depends on the kind of hunger we're talking about.
He is definitely not hungry, please. Yes, you can say that Nigerians are hungry. However, what I always tell people is that while I concede to some of the things that the former governor and former minister is saying, however, these people are also partly the reasons people to blame for some of these predicaments that we've had. Because anyone that has been in leadership position, and that is why I've said openly before in the past that I can only support very few politicians in the country. People like Omoo, Showore, and others. Those are the caliber of people. People say,
because they're activists like you.
No, not because of bias, okay, but because of certain reasons. I will talk, but you see, additionally, it's important to say, when you look at some of these people talking today, you discover that, yes, they were also part of the problem. You cannot be part of the problem and wanting to fix the problem. Because, for instance, if you were a governor of a state for 8 years, the people running, both Mr. Amechi himself and Peter Obi himself, they're governors for 8 years. What did you do? I'm not indicting any of them, but if your state is not a mini Dubai or a mini Los Angeles, you cannot be coming to now hold people who are now in power.
Well, what if the people want you? I mean, we've seen a whole lot of Nigerians also saying that, look, Peter Obi just seems to fit the bill. The Southeast has not been given opportunities previously. This is the time for Nigeria to assuage for its sins against the Southeast and give a popular candidate like Obi the opportunity, and all of the Atiku should step aside. And Obi is from the South, so it will be a tango, I mean, two of them between President Tinubu and Obi. If Obi does get the ticket, for example, what are his chances against it?
Well, unfortunately, this argument did not fly during the last election.
What if it does fly this time around?
It won't fly this time around. Let me give you my reason.
Okay.
Why I said I may not be very much qualified to speak on some of these issues, but
No,
I can tell you,
Nigerian,
I can tell you that from my experience over the years with politics, I can tell you that the argument will not fly. The reason why it will not fly is very simple. Number one, critical stakeholders, political stakeholders in the northern part of the country, they largely determine the outcome of election in this country, likely prefer Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has 4 more years to do. And from the political permutations, Northerners are not likely to trust a Peter Obi.
But what if, sorry, I had to cut in short there.
Yes.
What if Obi agrees to a 4-year deal, a 1 term of 4-year deal,
yes,
that he's not going to contest in 2031, yes, if he's given the opportunity to complete the turn of the South? Don't you think that would be a game changer?
Even if he swears in a shrine, the Northerners will not believe him. And they will not,
interesting.
I don't see them also supporting him or voting for him. That's just it's an unpleasant truth, but the truth is still the truth.
I mean, isn't Obi a Nigerian? No, he's not Nigerian enough to be
listen, what I'm saying is that, you see, after the Goodluck Jonathan experience with Yaradua, the Northerners are, the Northerners, they are the most politically savvy in the country. Politics is like mathematics. You can actually predict these outcomes. And it's like algebra. So after that experience, Northerners are not going to trust a Southerner who is likely going to do an 8-year term versus a Tinubu who is just doing 4 more year term. And when you look at the stakes, Northerners have more to benefit with going with a Tinubu than going with an Obi. And also very simple. I've said it, publicly, and let me reiterate it, that even if a Southerner were to contest, the only person who stands the chance of defeating Bola Ahmed Tinubu is Goodluck Jonathan. Because he just has only 1 more term.
Yeah, that's the same thing I said. What if Obi agrees that there will be a 1-term deal?
It's not an agreement thing. No, it's not agreement. That's why I said even if he swears in the shrine, they will not believe him and they will not vote for him.
Well, maybe you're talking about the Obi of 2023.
No.
Will there be a change ahead of 2027?
Listen, the antecedents, political antecedents matter in electioneering. And as of today, in the Northerners, what will the Northerners benefit by supporting Obi that they cannot benefit by supporting
a change? We've seen the APC being in power for, several years now, and so the
politicians don't reason like that.
If another political party comes into play,
yes,
the prices of foodstuff and other things could actually go down. Yes. There could be a fresh atmosphere within the Nigerian polity and all of that. Don't you think that people are also thinking that way?
Wouldn't it be better for the Northerners then to support Sowore? Because he is different.
Well, maybe
they
think that Sowore is too militant.
No, hold on. If it is truly changed, because the policy of Obi and that of Tinubu, there's no difference. This person said he will remove first subsidy. This person also said he will remove first subsidy. This person said both of them are saying practically almost the same thing. That was what they said during the last election. So if it is the change that we really want, then you say, maybe the Northerners can support somebody that can really, really transform the country.
Well, if they do support a Sowore, the power will still be going back to the Southwest.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what people are saying, that the Southwest has done 8 years of Obasanjo.
Unfortunately.
8 years of Vice President Oshibajo. 4 years with Tinubu. And why should the Southwest also do another?
Let me tell you, unfortunately, about politics. Politics is different from emotions. It's about negotiations. The ability to negotiate with the North, I don't see Obi having it.
Yeah, but the East and the North have always had fantastic political negotiation skills. If you look at from 1960,
yes,
Nnamdi Azikiwe, NCNC,
yes,
with Tafawa Balewa's MPC.
Yes.
And then, of course, you got into the Second Republic. We have Shehu Shagari, MPN, Umezoke of the NPP then.
Yes, indeed.
And that was a fantastic arrangement.
Yes.
And then even Buhari tried that in 2003, bringing Chuba Okajibo.
Yes, you see, it didn't work. It didn't work. Now, let me tell you why Peter Obi does not cut it. Even as at today, he's in Labour Party. He's in ADC. All the critical stakeholders in the coalition have resigned. They've made brave political move. He's hobnobbing with PDP.
All right.
So he looks confused. He's not sure where he belongs. And in politics, even your supporters, you can't be confusing your supporters. Do you understand? You need to enter politics with confidence and courage. So he does not have the courage. He does not cut it as somebody that can negotiate with the critical stakeholders in the north. And politics is a game of number. Currently, in terms of the opposition, the people that hold the ACs are the northern political actors. The game has changed from 2023 when Peter Obi was holding some ACs. He no longer has the cards.
Okay, now
so it is when you have the cards that you can deal. The reason why I'm saying he no longer has the card is because, you see, Tinubu is making consolidations every day in southern Nigeria.
All right. Now, tell me, if you were to react to everything Deji just said, what would it be? Because at this rate, it is starting to feel like even Peter Obi himself isn't completely sure of the next move. Now, let's hear from Bolaji Abdullahi, the spokesperson of the ADC Coalition. He had a lot to say too.
It moves slightly away from the economy and sort of the focus on the APC and turn the focus on the ADC. Because the APC, as well as the PDP, almost united in raising what many observers see as legitimate points about the ADC coalition and the fact that it has too many competing politicians, Atiku, Obi, El Rufai, Amechi, etc., vying for the top position, and that this is a web of political intrigue and divisions that is simply too delicate to hold together. Do you see the points there?
Why are they concerned about that? We should be concerned about that. That's our problem, right? If we have people like that who want to aspire for the same position in our party, we should be the one having sleepless nights about how to resolve these issues among them. But why is the APC concerned on our behalf?
Well, because you're an opponent.
Yeah, we are an opponent, but this is our internal problem.
They're not concerned for you in a positive way, saying, oh dear, get your house together. No, they're saying that they're gleefully rubbing their hands together and using that as a criticism against you, that you're not going to be any really strong force because already your energies are going to be dissipated because of all these competing forces.
That's what they see. That's what they see. But what we are saying is that our party is 1 month old. We are not having any conversation about who will be the flag bearer of the party at the moment. We are preoccupied with developing our party, we're building the structures and putting in place the necessary systems that will prove that will show Nigerians or convince Nigerians that we are truly indeed a democratic party and an opposition party ready to take power in 2027. Now, the question of who becomes the flag bearer of the party is a question that will answer down the line, and we are going to do so in a very transparent and democratic ways. And we said we have two options. One option is to try to engineer some consensus. If we are not able to do that, we go to primaries, and whoever emerges, the party will back. So when they look at this, they say it's like a prophecy of doom. To say, oh, don't worry, give them time, they are going to start fight. They've been saying this from day one. But I can assure you that we are conscious of the challenges that we face as a budding political party, and we are well equipped to deal with our internal issues.
But what do you say to those who say that the people in the ADC have their names? I mean, you have a lot of names that are recognizable, but having left the PDP or the APC, they didn't leave with the party structures. So if you look at the PDP states that have governors, the structures are intact in those states. Whereas you guys are building new infrastructure, you're renting new offices, you're hiring new hands, etc. How much does that make a substantial difference from the ward level upwards?
You see, when we talk about structures, and Peter Obi showed us in the last election that it's not just about physical structure, it's about the people. What people do you have? What quality of people, what quality of representation do you have at all levels of the party, whether at the polling unit level, at the ward level, at the zonal level, and at the state level, and at the national level. So when you have one person, for example, able to stand for the party at the polling unit level, that one person can bring 20 people, and those 20 people can bring 10 people. So we are trying to build a party that is sufficiently able to mobilize Nigerians to see the ADC as the only alternative to the ruling party. So what we are doing is building a movement of Nigerians who are dissatisfied with the current government enough to say, look, the other parties have been compromised, and this is the only alternative at the moment to the ruling party. Yes, the point you make about us trying to set up offices, trying to build these systems and all that, those are there. But we don't think in any way undermine our capacity as a fighting force for the election in 2027.
But people like the PDP don't agree with you. I mean, the PDP considers itself still a major party in this country. I don't know if you know, for instance, that the PDP is now openly wooing the likes of Peter Obi to return to their fold. And given that the PDP, as we mentioned earlier, still has reasonably solid structures across this country, several governorships under its belt, I mean, do you agree that that could well be a more attractive prospect for Peter Obi than the ADC Coalition, which has so far been unable to attract a single governor to the fold?
Let me say clearly that Peter Obi is in the coalition, regardless of what anybody else is saying. But it is good to see that it has taken the coming on board of ADC to get PDP to begin to make some movements. But everyone knows that the jugular of PDP is still in the hands of the ruling party. Everyone knows that. Peter Obi, more than anyone else, knows that he cannot take the risk of going to the PDP, because PDP, and I'll give you an example. When the governor of, the former governor of Delta, Okowa, left PDP to join the APC, who welcomed him in the APC? Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Wike, that is presumably still in the PDP, right? You see PDP governors leaving their parties every day to join the ruling party. You hear PDP governors endorsing President Tinubu as their preferred candidate for 2027. You see PDP bigwigs saying that they no longer believe in this party because they believe that the party has been compromised. So, but like I said, it probably requires ADC to come on board to get PDP to begin to make some movements. I mean, everyone knows in this country today you can conduct a poll. Ask Nigerians, which party do they recognize as the de facto opposition party? I have no doubt in my mind that the answer will be ADC.
Well, I mean, obviously other people would
without saying that they are not an important party. This is a party with history. The historical legacy of PDP would be difficult to erase or even replicate. But it is also the tragedy of our recent democracy that PDP has been reduced to what it has become.
Well,
people trying to compare ADC with the APC are probably comparing apples with oranges. APC in 2014 was a product of political strategy. How do we defeat the ruling party? And the answer was clear. The only way you could defeat PDP at the time was for different opposition parties to come together. So it was a consequence of a deliberate political strategy to take power in 2014, 2015. Now, ADC is not the same. ADC is a product of necessity. Like I said earlier, many political leaders in the opposition party have found themselves in a strange situation where they cannot even recognize their parties anymore, either by their own self-inflicted internal contradiction or by official machinations of government. These parties were no longer able to provide a platform for a wide array of political leaders. And now the question is, so what do we do if we are not able to run on the platform for our political party? Don't forget that the challenges in this party is who controls the leadership, who controls the party machinery, who is in charge of this party. Now, having been unable to answer those questions, the only alternative left is for people who are convinced that this party is no longer viable as a platform, a political platform, to seek alternative. That's when the various leaders across the different parties begin to have conversation and that's why the word coalition did not happen in the respect to APC. What we had was merger. But in this case, we are talking of a coalition
Yeah.
of different political
Well-
leaders coming together to form a new political party.
And just like I always say, this page isn't about picking sides or dragging anyone. We just bring you what is happening, straight up, no filters, and you decide how you feel about it. So yeah, that is the gist for now. What do you think? Did anything catch your attention? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd really love to hear what you think, and I'll be checking to reply as many as I can. If you found this update helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to see it, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon. As always, stay aware, stay sharp, and stay tuned. This is Talk City.